Hi guys, and welcome to another Restrap how-to video. So today we have the full frame bag. So the full frame bag comes available in 3 different sizes. So we've got small here, which will suit most small frames of a standard geometry. We've also got the medium, which is here. So I'll show you how to fit this in just a moment because we've got a medium bag right here. So this will fit most medium frames. And then we have the large. So this will fit frame size is kind of 58 centimeters and above. So if you've got a larger bike, this is perfect to fill that full frame geometry there. So looking at the features of this bag, it's not too dissimilar from our carry everything range bags actually. So the ones of standard size, although obviously this is a little bit bigger, just to give you that extra carrying capacity and use that full size of the frame for when you're carrying the extra bits and pieces. So you'll notice the main difference between this and the custom frame bags that we've been doing for quite a while now is that there's 2 zips on this bag. So the top zip and the bottom zip, they're going to give you a little bit more access as to the different compartments that we've actually got set out on the bag itself. So we'll get into the top zip. You'll see in the main compartment here, we've actually got a divider front to rear and a divider top to bottom as well. So you've got essentially 3 main compartments. You've got one at the rear on the top, one at the front, and then one down on the bottom there. So really good for kind of keeping, say, mechanical items, things that you don't need to access all that often in the bottom, say spare tubes, that kind of thing in the back, and then any other bits and pieces in the front, so say like snacks, sort of tools, that kind of thing as well. So the dividers themselves, they're actually Velcro, so they're fully removable. That allows you the full capacity of the bag, so really generous kind of space to work with there. By keeping those dividers in place, you're actually adding to the structure of the bag as well, so it's going to keep things nice and tight between where the frame sits, so your legs won't be rubbing on it while you ride along. But if you did want to carry some extra bits and pieces, you've got that full capacity to work with as well if you want to. You'll notice on the inside we've got some Hypalon flaps here, so that does prevent items from kind of slipping down the sides where the dividers hit the ends. But you do have the option as well, if you did want to run, say, a hydration bladder in the bottom, you can move that flap out of the way so you can actually run the hose out of the top here. And just like our carry everything bags, we've got a little hydration port here, so you can see there's actually a sort of point of exit of the bag. So if you're running, say, charging cables, hydration packs, that kind of thing, there's loads of different options to be able to actually use this bag as well. So just touching on the construction of the bag then, you can see that we use the same textured nylon that we've been using for some time with our carry everything range, but we do have a different texture of it on the bottom just here as well. So that's where it's going to get the most dirt on it, the most grit off the road. But if you do have, say, muddy feet, or if you're riding off road and this gets covered in dirt, this is a lot more wipeable to be able to get that dirt off again. On the left hand side of the bag, on the non-drive side, we've got a document pocket, and this actually extends to about here, so just above the halfway point of the bag. And that's really ideal for storing smaller items. So if you've got, say, passport, keys, wallet, phone. So fitting the bag onto the bike, really straightforward. You can probably see just by looking at it how that actually fits on there. So we'll start with the Velcro straps just on the top here. And we'll do these quite loose to start off with, just so we've got a little bit more room to play around with when it comes to fitting the other straps there. So now those 3 straps are in place, and I've done them up quite loose. We'll move on to the webbing straps, which are held in place using these small cam lock buckles. And we want to do these up fairly tight, but not too tight. But they are spaced out evenly so that the bag is tensioned up as it should be when you actually got it fully fitted. So we can tidy those away as well via these little O-rings that are sat on the back. And this bike, you probably noticed, uses fully cabled outers, so there's no issues there at all by actually having these straps go over the top and sit in there fairly snug. If you've got exposed cables, you probably want to run it underneath those exposed cables, and that will stop it kind of grabbing those cables and affecting any braking or shifting or that kind of thing. So we'll just slot these through here and then tighten those up. And then we just slip the excess through these small O-rings at the back, and that tidies away those loose ends and stops them flapping around while you're riding. Alright, so one last thing to do is just make sure these are all done up tight, because these have got grippy sections on them, and that stops the bag from kind of sliding around when it's all fully loaded. But you can see there already that that's Really secure fit. And if you've got any sort of questions about the sizings, do check out the sizing charts on the product pages as well. They're just below. But yeah, that's all fitted and ready to go.